DanniStories live stream. I'm Dennis Cole, your hostess for the evening. Tonight I am using Fictionary to edit Adia Scientist, and I thought I would bring you along with me tonight so you can see how this site works. Now I am on the free trial. They do have a free trial. You don't have to put any credit card information, which is my thing. If I'm trying something, I don't want to put that information in. So I highly recommend that you try Fictionary. I am probably not going to be able to afford to subscribe to it, but I definitely like the idea. Fictionary is a site where you can upload your manuscript in Word docx format, and it will automatically split it up into chapters and scenes if you have them marked. If you don't have them marked, you can split them within the software on the site. So that's pretty cool. And you can export it in docx format, which docx format is Microsoft Office Word format. Then you can read it into your LibreOffice or your Scrivener, and you'll have your edited document. So we are doing the top-down revision method, which works with a lot of different methods like Save the Cat or Snowflake method. And if you're not familiar with any of those, that's okay, because if you go to Fictionary, there are plenty of videos to teach you what all these things are. Maybe not so much methods, but a generic way of looking at your manuscript from the top down. So, in other words, the first layer of editing, because what do we tend to do when we don't know what we're doing when we're editing our manuscript? You know, we've got this manuscript, we wrote it, and it's like, oh, I gotta edit it, ah! You know? And we tend to go in and do all the levels of editing at once, and it's overwhelming. So I like the idea of levels of editing, and there are 3. The first level, picture yourself on the ISS. You are high above the Earth, looking down. You can see very large things like oceans, mountaintops, excuse me, and things of that nature. Let me drink a little water. So hold that thought. What they refer to in Fictionary as story editing is what editors refer to as the developmental edit, or maybe a plot edit. So basically you are looking at your story from a very not detailed view at all. You are just looking for your major plot points, and do they come at the right time? Is your pacing good? Is your plot good? So I struggled with plot analyses in English, in junior high, in high school, and in college. I hated it. I did not want to take apart a person's manuscript because I was actively writing during that time, and I thought, plotting was like, oh, get the garlic. But as I have gotten older, I've realized that editing is a good thing, and looking at your plot is necessary if you want to have a good story and have things fall into place. Now, I really like Snowflake method because it works for people who plan out their manuscript, or it works for people like me who just sit down and write. That's a pantser. Seat of the pants writer. You just sit down and just write the thing. And I first got into looking at plot structure when I bought a little book by Aldous Budrys called Writing to the Point, and it had a 7-point plot structure. And I thought, this is logical, and he explained it in a way that even clunky me could understand. And so I was trying to rewrite using this 7-point plot method, but I kind of got bogged down in it. I got anxious, and it just did not work for me. Snowflake method, however, does work for me, and I am actively using it. And using this Fictionary site to make myself an outline and identify some problems in my manuscript will help me greatly when I go do it with the Snowflake method. So there's that. And regardless of what method you're using, or if you're using any method in revising your manuscripts, Fictionary teaches you what to look for, and it's very easy to use. So, without further ado, let's go to Fictionary, and I will show you what I'm doing on my live manuscript right now. So I have gone through, as you can see, I've only done the first 3 chapters, but basically you go into your chapter, and my first scene is very small because I have a point of view change, so this is really tiny and I probably need to rewrite it. But you go into plot, and what you do is you name your scene. This gives you a nice little outline over here. See this? Isn't that neat? So you've got a little description of every scene in your chapter, and you just go on down. I have a long way to go, but and my scenes and chapters didn't quite come through well because I said my character for splitting up my scenes was asterisk space asterisk space asterisk, but I have some in there that are just asterisk asterisk asterisk, so those did not get split. But I can go to one of those that didn't get split and show you how easy it is to split it here. So if I go into chapter 4, alright, I seem to have a spot here that didn't split. So I'm gonna copy this. I'm going to X to cut, Control X. I'm going to use this little plus sign here and make a new scene file, and I'm going to paste it. And I'm going to look and see if I've got another split. This is still, okay, and well, it's got kind of let's see, is that another scene or not? No, I think, no, that's fine. Alright, so I'm gonna go here, and I have another scene split. So I'm gonna make another scene right here. I don't want to hit that. That's the trash can. Ah! If I hit the trash can now, I will take out this scene. And I can put it right back. So it's that easy to split up anything that didn't get split. And here's another one. So I'll just do that too. Boink. Boink. And I'll put the spaces in here because once you finish in here, you can export it to your docx file, and your manuscript will be all put back together. So you want to make sure that you have actually put those marks so that they are uniform. So anyway, this doesn't even have one. So there it is. So I want to make sure that all my scenes have that. So basically I've been going through and trying to figure out where my plot points are. And alright, so I can go over here to overview and look at this. I can do the story arc, and here the ideal is the dark blue line, and here is the orange line where mine comes. So now it's not going to be very accurate past about here because I have only got the first 3 chapters. But my inciting incident is pretty close to ideal. My plot point 1 is not where it needs to be, but all in all, not bad. So you want to edit your story so that these come closer to where they ideally should be, unless there's a good reason for it not to come at this, you know. So your story may vary, but it's pretty cool. And of course I've got to get through the whole book and do the stuff before my visualization will be very accurate. But, you know, I'm to plot point 1 pretty much, so that's 20% of the book. Pretty close. Not too bad. And you can get word count per scene, so you can see if some of your scenes, like that one, is really big. That is probably a sign that I have several scenes in that one that need to be split. I've got a lot of really tiny ones, but the pacing is pretty quick at the beginning, so yeah, I might not want it to be like that. But I've also got my total word count, which is a little small for a young adult science fiction novel. 80,000 would be more ideal. So I probably need to put a little more in there. I've got 78 total scenes so far. I will have more as I find those that didn't split. And just gives me some information. You want these to be pretty even, so I'll have to look at scene 6 there and see if I can split it. I might not be able to. And scenes per chapter. So here's my first 4 chapters, and not bad. you know. And my story map, which gives me information that I've typed in on these scenes. So, pretty good. And of course, my point of view is first person, so it's the same person all the way through the book. And my list of characters is really cool because I've got Adia thinking about her sister, and Adia, then up here I have Adia and all of her co-workers, and talking about Riona, the visiting scientist that they haven't met yet. So, I've got all of this laid out, which helps me to figure out, okay, have I got too many characters? Have I, and I might have too many characters. I've got Tanda Weiss. I really don't have her doing much in the book, so I might write her out. I'll have to just think about that. But, it helps you to kind of see what's going on. And here's my progress. So I've got, about 5% of the book. I have a ways to go. But it's neat that I can look at that. So, this is something that if you've got the money, you might want to do this, or even if you don't, you might want to do the free trial on this and learn as much as you can so that you can do it in maybe Scrivener or even LibreOffice. And you can just make some little files to have this evaluation information. And for every scene in your book, you've got a little list of, who's your point of view character, what's their goal, what's the arc, what is their internal goal, what goal is related to the plot, what if it fails, what would the impact be? And of course, you want big impact. What impact is it going to have on your protagonist if they're not the POV character? What does the POV character learn? And is the character in motion? Now what that means is the character actually doing something that's relevant to the plot? So they give an example. Wife is telling her husband something that she feels is really important, and instead of just saying that, well, he wasn't listening to her, the writer shows it by, the man's walking around, he's petting the cat, he's, tidying up, he's not, he's showing by his actions that he is not listening to her. So that's relevant to the plot. She's worried that he's not listening, and he's showing that he's not listening. So that's what it means by character in motion. Then on the plot side, you name the scene. So this one is right after Adia's big discovery. So this is letting other departments know about Adia's discovery. And purpose of scene. Is it part of the story arc? No. The story arc is where you have your climax, your inciting incident, your middle, your plot points 1 and 2. So your inciting incident is the point in the first act where you have something different happen with your character. So the inciting incident in this book is where Adia makes the big discovery, and so everything's different. So that's the inciting incident. But this is after that, so this is not part of the story arc. So it's going to be intensifying the conflict, because she's got she has this conflict with her coworkers, and all of a sudden she's on the way to the biggest punishment that Arion has. So definitely this is intensifying the conflict. It starts with dialogue, it ends with action, and Anchored talks about, okay, on your point of view character, is the reader anchored? So is the point of view character doing something that helps the reader want to continue reading that scene? So I'm going to say yes. Scene time. The time frame is important. This is the same day of her discovery. It's right after her discovery. So that is anchored. The scene setting, she's still in the lab. She's just done her discovery, and she's sending holos to various departments and letting them know about her research, which will affect their research. So that's anchored. The entry hook is Adia's team now has to let all the research departments know about her discovery, which will affect their work. And the exit hook is, oh my heavens, Adia is taken for punishment because the EDs reactivated. They have these things called emotion detectors, and if you get too excited, the government said, well, you're wasting precious nitrogen, which is what the Arionians have been altered genetically to breathe, and you cannot show strong emotion. So what do Aussie and Cistasia do? They're already in trouble because of the explosion that just happened in the lab not 3 weeks ago. And upsetting a person is a criminal offense, so they are in trouble too, because they just upset Adia and she set off an ED, so they're in trouble too. But that doesn't help her. So the tension is Aussie and Cistasia make fun of Adia for falling in love with Reed. And his hands look different, so they're saying, well, you're falling in love with something with slimy tentacles. Not true, but they're just being mean. So the conflict is ONC's disapproval of Adia's love and jealousy of her discovery. If I can type here. And the revelation is that, oh no, Adia's discovery can't save her. Except I'm not going to use a contraction because they consider that rude. Cannot save her. Okay, so backstory. There's not really any backstory there. There's not a flashback. The scene middle is leaves after inviting Adia to come to his moon, which orbits Orion. And those two are making fun of her, and the climax is Adia sets off and Edie. So this is action. Your scenes are going to either be action or sequel. You're going to have action, and then you're going to have the reaction to the action in the next scene. So your scenes are always supposed to alternate between actions and what everybody feels about it. So, and the reader knowledge gained is that Adia's discovery will not save her. The therapy, as it is called, will probably kill her and left. So, okay, so now we go to the next one. Let's see, actually I need to go back, and we're going to do this one. So, Therese needs healing. This is, I had it as plot point 1, but I think I had her discovery as plot point 1. So this is also a plot point. So I don't know how to categorize this. I'm still learning about story arcs and all this stuff, but no, this moves the story, this intensifies the conflict. So this is action. Vaughn is taking Dries to get him to heal him because he's got a bad headache. So this is action because heals him. So, alright, that's POV is anchored, the scene time is anchored, and the scene setting is anchored. Okay. And at the end, they worry about Therese because Vaughn's brother died. That connects. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. So. Healers are too expensive for most scientists. To afford, which worries Reed, because in his culture they can afford them. And we learned that Therese was injured on So the middle of the scene Adia is there. Adopraga is not. Winkach is not. Okay, Harry Jones is not. Julian Railing, that's Adia's dad. He's not there. Lily Wilms is not there. Maya's not there. That's Adia's sister. Rhineo is the emperor of the seven. He's the seven galaxies. He's not there. Selig Schwer is not there. Stefan is not there. I don't know why all these other characters were there, but Adia, her enemies, Sitstacia and Ossie are there. Deriz is there. Rihanna is there. Tanda and Vaughn are also, and Deriz, they're also there. So, mentioned 10 links who died after having a lot of headaches, which is unusual. Okay. Oh, thank you. Ooh, pizza. Oh.
It is very hot. Be careful.
I will. I'll let it sit for a little bit. All right. So, let's see if anyone else is mentioned. Aww. Corrine is precious.
She's been following me around going, meow, 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 meow.
Aww. She's sweet. She's helping us because, you know, we lost her sister earlier this week, Monday. So she's doing her best to cheer us up. She's a sweet kitty.
Yeah.
She's enjoying a lot of treats. We got a lot of special foods to try to get Lila to eat. And so we've been giving them to her, and she's been enjoying them. Hope she doesn't gain any more weight, though.
I'm being careful with them.
I know.
I don't want her to get too fat. She's already heavy enough.
Yeah, she needs to lose a little bit so she can be healthy and live a long life. She's 9.5, and so is her sister. We think her sister had cancer of the digestive tract because she got to where she couldn't eat, and it was terrible. Bless her heart. She's in a better place, though. I picture her playing with my other cat, Anya, who died of kidney failure at 13. So I imagine them happily running and playing across the Rainbow Bridge. So anyway, let's look for other characters that are mentioned. His wife is mentioned, so her name is Patasia. So we're going to look for Patasia. And his son's geology project. So his son is, what's his son's name? Let's see, what's his son's name? I have a lot of characters. So many characters. Some of them are just cardboard characters, but alright, he's got Don and he's got Pirate. Pirate is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah. So they are mentioned not by name, but they are mentioned. So now I've got that. And so her goal is to let real internal goal is to see degrees get healed. Goal related to plot. It's healing, and they will find out why later. If he can't heal him, what if the goal fails? What happens if, let's see, if he can't get healed? Let's see, Adia will feel bad if we cannot heal him. Feelings of helplessness and worry. And it's the same impact on the protagonist because she is the protagonist. Let's see. Okay. "44 degrees because headaches are unusual." Okay. And yes, let's see, so she's watching the action. I probably need to put her doing some stuff, so I'm going to add to the notes, Adia needs to do something here rather than just watch. Okay, now that's that. Then we'll go to the plot. We already did that. We'll go to the setting. This is Adia's work area to sleeping area. Okay, this is date and time is during the 3 weeks that Ree is helping them. Object, cot, because he lays on a cot. Okay. Reese stumbles. That's worrisome because they don't go stumbling around. Emotional impact, fear for him. Okay. Fear and worry. Okay. So I've got some stuff I need to come back and do, but I've got my notes. Now, I don't want to have this as a separate scene, so I'm going to do that. Hello. I love you.
Me too.
I am editing my book.
Cool. Enjoying your pizza?
I have not eaten it yet. I'm waiting for it to cool. It's still kind of burning my chest. So.
Oh no, it's gonna burn right through you, huh?
So I'm waiting. I'm gonna delete that. I don't need that to be a separate scene. And I'm going to come up here and I'm going to go da 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 da. Alright. Now. I'm going to name this scene. Name that scene! Ooh! Okay. Adia's nightmare. And purpose of scene is just character development. Begins with thought, ends with action. The character is definitely present. In the scene, she is time. This is during that time period. Setting is for a lab. And Adia has a nightmare. Worries about her. And Adia goes to bed, but dreads more nightmares. If fears sleep. We want her to rest more. Adia has nightmares, which are unusual for Arianians, she thinks. And let's see. Okay, let's see. And now he asks about Adia's nightmares. Makes from a nightmare. After falling setting, A&W lab, which is Adia's lab, during the 3 weeks. Caught self-forming sheet. So, sites, let's see. Okay. Terminal shows 2 completed sets. Room of codes. Okay. Adia does not want to admit weakness for fear of losing her position. And okay. And okay. Need more description of how sheet feels, how hard the chair is, etc. All right, now, and I've already, oh, I haven't, okay. What's her goal? To finish the day's work. Her internal goal is to avoid sleep for fear of more nightmares. Let's see. Goal related to plot. Lack of sleep will make her more emotional, which she doesn't want. Let's see. So, more nightmares, more upsets. Might bring DVDs later. Might kill her. Okay. So, what she learned she is not very good at hiding her problems from Ree. Okay, so I've done the plot, I've done the setting, I've made notes. Alright, I'm ready to go to the next scene. So, and I need to put this up here. Okay, and I need to add spaces so that it's recognized as the symbol I want to use. And I'm going to eat my pizza. It's cool enough now. Mmm. 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 This is so good. I wish I could share it with you. It's chicken and ranch pizza. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. No, I can't share this with you. I'm sorry. It has spices. Kitties can't have spices over time. It would give you kidney failure. I do not want that for you. So you'll just have to sniff it. You can sniff it. You can sniff it. Yes, you can sniff it. But you must not taste it because spices will hurt you. They'll hurt your tummy. Yes. Good girl. Isn't she good? See what she's doing? She's just laying here being good. Corinne, your ears are cold. Yeah, your ears are cold. Let me warm them up. There you go. Is that better? don't want your ears to be cold. You get a headache. You don't like headaches. There you go. Yeah, warm those ears up. Warm those ears up. Yeah. How about that? Bless your heart. I would give you a little bit of the bread, but I think it's got cheese. You can't have cheese. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Wish I could share it with you. But if I did, you'd have a bad tummy ache. Dairy would have you crying in the cat box. It would. It would indeed. Not a good feeling. Stomach cramps are no fun. So I'm going to spare you that by not giving you anything dairy. No cheese, no milk, none of that. Bless your heart. There's plenty of other things you can enjoy. Yes, there are. She likes blueberries and she likes spinach. My vet laughs at me. But when they were little, we trained them to like such things. So blueberries have antioxidants in them and are very good for cats if you can get them to eat it. And spinach the same way. Spinach is very good for us and it's very good for them in small amounts. So we give them to them as a special treat for her and for our puppy. Our puppy is 13 years old. He's a 13-year-old puppy. He's a silky terrier and he's very sweet. And he loves blueberries and he loves spinach. So we'll give, and he can tolerate a little cheese. Dogs are omnivores, but cats are carnivores. They cannot stand dairy or, they really like meat, and that's what you should give them. But She will knock you over for a green bean. She likes to play with them. Anything long and skinny like that, she loves to play with. We can't lay an ink pen down because she will pick it up in her mouth and take off with it. I'm telling on you, Corrine. I am telling on you. Yes, I am. Funny girl. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this plate. Miss Maggie, would you come get my dish so she won't lick it? No. You can't have it. No, you can't have it. I'm sorry. You can't. No. No, Corrine. No. You can't have that. Sorry. Oh. Let's make sure that this goes in there. Oh, there it went. Oh, yeah. In fact, sorry, but I don't want you to get sick, so I'm not giving you that. I'm not giving you that. Yeah. Corrine, come here. Come here. Want some water? Okay. There you go. There you go. It's water. It's water. It's water. Here. Here's water. Yeah, there she goes. She's drinking it. Notice she didn't try to drink it until I said water. She is well trained. She knows what water is. Yeah. Okay, she drank it. Yep. Want more? No. Okay. Oh, please don't get on the Xbox. If I fits, I sits. She's sitting on the Xbox. All right. Now, let's go back to this. Okay. So we're gonna name the scene. This is just to move the story forward. It's dialogue. And it's description. Okay, and it's they're working for days on end, so the time is anchored. Scene setting. They're still in the lab. He asks what Adia's nightmares are about. She cannot tell him. can't tell him about the DF because it's forbidden. And then she's having nightmares about bees. One more time and they will come. She's terrified of it. She has more nightmares than usual. So this is a sequel where they're talking about forbidden to speak about movies. Okay. And now we go. Let's see. Setting. Oh. W lab. Days have passed. Let's see. Right. From this man because there are two. That she cannot tell him. Okay, and note. I think it's all right. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay. And here's where they notice Aussie and Stasia staring at Dries. Okay. Well, I think I'll call this telepathy as a weapon. Because this is where they realize what these two are doing to poor Dries. Okay, this is intensifying the conflict. This is action. and closing type. Is also list dialog. Okay, so it's anchored. Scene time is anchored. Okay. Vaughn says, maybe I can do something brave. Openly hostile to Vaughn. And that's also the revelation that they are the cause of poor Teresa's headaches. All right. I cannot see him. It's not a flashback, he just tells them about it. So, the middle, the climax, he writes a prog to warn them all if Elsie and Stasia get near Reese, because they can easily kill him. Yeah. So the middle is where his fears for his wife. This is sequel. So, Stasia are trying to kill Louise. Okay, so characters. Let's go to characters and okay. Maya is not mentioned. Goodbye. Merlvanra, King of all Jaya. No, he is not mentioned. Pas is he's well, he visits virtually. I'll count that as being in the scene. Selig Schwer, no. And Whisper, he's mentioned because he's the baby she had. So, alright, there's the characters. And in this one, okay, her goal is to be safe and forgeries to be safe. So her internal goal is what is her internal goal? Oh, Maya is mentioned. So I need to go back and characters mentioned. Maya. Okay. Alrighty. And Governor Schwer is mentioned. So that is it Dries Schwer or is it Eric Schwer? Can't remember which Schwer. I'm going to have to open my notes and take a look because I want to get the right one. I've got several of the Schwer family. And Schwer in German means difficult. And these people are descended from German Americans. So I'm going to look at another source here that I've got, where I've got character descriptions. I'm going to look at the Schwers beyond government. So let's see. I think it's Eric. Okay. Yeah, I think it's Eric Schwer. So I'm going to choose him. Eric Schwer. Yeah. Okay. Uncle on the council. That actually crosses there. Let's see. And he mentions his other children who are Harriet and Don. So Don in there, Harriet and Whisper is in the school. He's mentioned he's not there, so him and white collar. There he is. Okay, now we've got all these people mentioned. Let's see. She mentions Maya. And Ossie's father, who is Bram Koch. So we're talking about him too. Okay. Okay. Now, lots of characters mentioned. Okay. Now they're all listed. Okay. So what's her internal goal? Okay. They mentioned that they could seek asylum on E. And she is thinking about it. Adia wants to go to E. Right. What if goal fails? She will die here. Okay. And is Adia in motion during this? Not real. Well, she touched his arm, so yeah. So I'll count that as a yes. Okay, plot. Got it. Setting. Location and W lab. Object. Fog screen. Let's see. Terror. Posse and Sustacia. They're monsters. Okay. And I need to describe more. Okay. And now we're going to, I think I'm not going to have this as a separate, well, it's later. Yeah, it's a separate scene, but it's too small. Let's see. Now, why is this here? I think this ended up in the wrong place, because that should come much earlier. Okay. Okay. Actually, I'm just going to move this into the right place. That needs to go up here. That's introductions. Yeah, I don't know how it ended up there, but yeah, that comes before that. Okay. Alrighty. So we're gonna go here and name the scene. And let me make sure that it's just one scene, because it probably is not. Let's see. That's broomcock. Okay. Now, have I got everybody? Let's see. Okay, so that's all the introductions. And then I am going to, despite my better judgment, put that in here because that is kind of the answer to. Okay. Yeah. All right. Now, so scene 20 is now empty. I will delete it. And okay, there's her discovery. Then right after it. Oh, actually, I have not done anything except mark it as plot point 1. So okay, she goes into action at the end. She is okay. She is planning. Okay. Alright. It's still part of the same scene. Okay. And that is, oh, you know what? I ought to split that because that is a different time. So I will make that a separate scene so that it's not so many words. Now, 808, it's a little better. Okay, so let's see, I finished with that. Let me see, did I finish with this? No, I did not. I marked it, but I did not do it. So this is the inciting incident. So it's action, definitely. And she's feeling faint, so that's still action. It's anchored in point of view. At the same time. see. Same day after his speech. Irradiation chamber. Explosion. Fear and sorrow. Okay. And need to add smells and sounds. Okay. Now I've got that, and at this point I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream, and if you have any questions about Fictionary, I'll be happy to answer those in the chat. So I'll come over here. Oh, somebody, let's see. Gingy Boy 1322. Hi. A story about, he says, write a story about Among Us. A story about Among Us. I'm not familiar with it, though I've heard of it. But I would be happy to write a story from scratch next time. Okay. Okay. Let's see who else might be here. I've got About W and Xylane. Hello, welcome. Glad that y'all could join us tonight. I'm sorry that I didn't notice that I had a message, but anyway, y'all got to see me work on my book. I'm in the process of editing Adia Scientist to make it better. I feel that there's a lot I can do to improve it. So when I get it improved, I will upload it as a second edition to Amazon Kindle. In the meantime, it's going to take me quite a while, as you see, to be able to do this. I've got let me get back up there. I have a few chapters to go. Quite a few scenes to go. But once I get through with this, as you can see, I will have a nice outline of my book by scene, and I can easily find the places where I need a little more description and a less expository, little less description and a little more action. So I have a lot of places that I can improve this, and I plan to do it. The hardest thing about this top-down process is I am in the story editing part, which is the ISS view, as they say, as the good folks at Fictionary say. So I am trying to go through their 38 story elements and resist going in and actually doing the editing. The first time you go through your manuscript after it's written, after you've let it sit for a month, is you go back and you reread it. And as you read, you take notes. So this is what this step is all about. You go through your novel or your story. It works for short stories too. So you just go through and fill out the blanks in all of this. And then you can go back and do a second run through. And on the second run through, you're going to be thinking about, well, do I need this scene? Do I need to delete it? Do I need to alter it? And you can go through those 38 points to improve your story. And once you've done that, then the next step is to go scene by scene and make sure each scene in your story has either it's a scene or a sequel. And there's a fellow that came up with this theory, and it really works well. You consider each scene as a mini story in itself with a beginning, middle, and end. So if you do that, you want to leave each scene with something that your reader wants to have resolved, some conflict or some question or something to grab your reader and keep them reading, because you don't want to just have something that, this is boring, I think I'll go read something else. You know, you've got to have something to keep your reader interested every scene at the beginning. And at the end, you've got to have something to keep them reading to the next scene, some connection there, some question that they want to have answered, or, you know, they want to see how the situation comes out. So if you look at it that way, the top-down method, you're going to go through first and look at your story structure and see if you've got a good structure for your plot. Because if you haven't got an interesting plot with enough turns and twists to keep your reader interested, they're just not going to read past the first couple of chapters. They have to be engaged enough with your characters to be emotionally involved with them. So you have to show enough emotion in your character to touch their hearts. And it's hard to keep that going through an entire book. It's easier to do it in a story, but in any story, no matter what length, you still have to keep your reader interested. So going through this process, and you don't have to have Fictionary to do this. Fictionary makes it very easy to do, and I like it very much, but I can't afford it, so I'm not going to be continuing past the 14 days, but I'm going to be using it a lot in these 14 days until I get the hang of it, and then I'll be doing it on my own. But I'm very grateful for the trial because I can learn all this stuff. And if there's something that I want to know more about, say, you know, what's this character list about? I can go to characters per scene, and there is a little video there, so I can look, and there's if I have any questions, I can write to Christina and she will respond and let me know if I don't understand something about the video, or if I can't understand how it applies to my story in particular. I can ask her questions and she'll respond to me on the next business day. That is really cool. So I think that Fictionary is worth the cost. The pricing, however, Storyteller is the part of Fictionary I've been using, and it is $20 a month. There is no way I can afford $20 a month for anything. We're barely paying the bills here, so it's nice, but I can't afford it. But I can learn a lot here in this trial, and I can learn how to do some of these things myself. I will not be able to get these nice overviews, the story arc, which is huge. Ooh, my plot point 1 is now right on. Oh, so I've gotten even closer to the ideal. This is nice to see, and I'm about 30 scenes out now. So cool. I won't be able to do this myself. So there are definitely some features. The word count per scene I can get out of Scrivener, not in this nice a form, but I can do it. Scenes per chapter, I can pretty much see that from the outline, but it's nice to have this visual. And the story map is really cool. I can't recreate that, maybe on a spreadsheet, but it would be difficult to recreate. So, and of course my progress, I'm still at 5% of my book. So it takes a while to go through all these questions and fill out this stuff. But as you're filling it out, it makes you think about what's going on in your scene, and are you really keeping the plot going? Are you really developing your characters? Are you describing things well enough in your scenes and using all your senses? It really does help with the process of just going through and comparing, and it's really worth it. It's worth $20 a month. If I could afford $20 a month for anything, which I really can't, but it's very nice that I have this tool for 2 weeks and I can work on this book, and it's really nice that I can do that. So, and you can do it too. If you sign up at Fictionary, you have 14 days to play with it and learn from it. And to me, these little videos are really worth it, because then you can go, if you want to know more about the point of view character and what that's all about. There are 38 of these videos, and I plan to watch them all and take notes on them, so that, and they are probably available, I want to say, on YouTube. If you go to YouTube and look up Fictionary, then look at there, they're all there. So you can go to Fictionary and look at what videos they have. And so they've got a good bit of information up there, which is great. So, they've got playlists, and they've got a full revision in Fictionary, which is really cool. So definitely, I'm a fan. And the 38 Fictionary Story Elements series is right here. So
For just $67, you can make as...
And I don't want to violate copyright, so I'm not going to play them right now. But there you go. So Fictionary is a good resource. Probably should have gotten that link for you. Let me get it. I'll go back. And there it is. So I will put this link in here. Alright. So I'm gonna let y'all go, and I hope you got something out of this. And I'm learning a lot about those plot points, which in turn will help me write better stories. So, and I'm getting my revision done on my novel, which is huge. And on the free trial, you can upload 3 different stories. So next time I will upload one and let you see that process. And the one I'm going to upload is my Nano, not just any orphan. So I'll let you see me begin that revision process on that book, which I was supposed to have done by now, but maybe it's not realistic to say, well, I'm going to revise my novel in a month. But that I was going to start revising it this month. I have not done it yet because I've been trying to learn the snowflake method, and I've been trying to get my databases up and running because I haven't had them up and running since 2007, 2008. That's a long time, but a lot of my stuff is still good. I've replaced some of it with other sources, but I'm learning how to do databases. I'm learning how to do Fictionary right now. And for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be doing nothing but Fictionary so that I can get the most use out of this free trial. So, until next time, I will leave you with Fictionary, and I hope you will enjoy it, because I sure have enjoyed playing with this today. I got it yesterday, so actually this is 2 days worth of work. So hope you got something out of this, and I will see y'all. Let's see, today is Friday. I will see you Monday. So have a good weekend, and if you're disabled, remember, just shove that can't do list aside. Concentrate on your can do list, and try to break that can do list down into little bitty bites, because there's no use trying to set goals when you know you can't really realistically do that every day. Make them small, measurable. Think the word smart. Sensible. Measurable. Short, measurable, achievable are. Let me look up what SMART goals mean real quick. SMART is a mnemonic giving criteria to guide in the setting of goals and objectives. So, and this is from Wikipedia, and it is specific, measurable, assignable. So you specify who's going to do that. Realistic. State what results can realistically be achieved with your resources. Time related. So specify a time period that you're going to get this done in. And it's really a good way to set a goal because it needs to be something specific. You can't put one of your dreams on there and expect it to do itself, you know. I would love to be making money from my writing, but if you specify, okay, I want to make $1,000 a month from my writing, then that is a specific goal. How are you going to achieve that? Well, it's hard to figure out something that definitely will make you $1,000 a month because a lot of people would love to do that, right? But measurable. You're going to work so much time a day, and time bound or time limited is part of that. So you're going to work for so long every day, every other day, every week, for a certain time period. You're going to make it measurable. Well, you can measure time. If you set a timer and you work for 20 minutes at a time on it, then bingo, it's measurable. Achievable. It's got to be something that you can do. So think about, if you're writing, if you want to make money writing, you need to write. So say you've got a goal to write so many words a day or write for so many minutes a day. That's achievable. All right? As long as you don't make it like 10,000 words every day. Not everybody can do that. But if you say, all right, I'm going to write 1,000 words today, that's achievable. Or I'm going to write for 20 minutes, and however many words I get, I'm good. You know, whatever works for you. And relevant. It's got to be realistic, reasonable. You don't want to set a goal that, all right, I'm going to do this every day, even when my cat dies. You've got to have some flexibility in there. You know, if you're grieving your cat, you don't feel much like writing. Or maybe it might help you to write about your cat. So there again, your situation is going to determine how relevant that goal is. But most people will want to take a few days off if you've got a loss in the family. So there's that. So all these things, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. And I will put the link to the SMART criteria in the chat for you. So all right, there it is. So I hope you enjoyed this. I did. And I hope to see you again Monday, when I will tackle a different novel and show you the very beginning of the process from uploading to using Fictionary. So until then, I'm DanniStories. Have a great evening, and I'll see you Monday. Bye. I'm going to end it right now.